He's needing the couch so badly. But yeah, I wanted to get on, and because I'm taking a break, I've been inside on the computer like all day, and pretty stressed out over it. But hey, things have got to get done, and I've got one left, and it's going dry. So I was gonna wait for a special occasion, but Martin's done all his tobacco for his pipe. So I thought, yep, I'll come out, get rid of it the proper way, and a couple weeks from now, him and I will figure out a fresh batch. These are really cheap anyway. I'm waiting for the real stores to be available in more hours than they have been. It's not roasting. There we go. So, how is everyone yesterday? How are we doing? What are we doing, etc., etc. I wanted to thank you all for being so supportive. Martin and I are going through quite a bit in trying to reformat our lives, but I believe that we've got it in us. It's just going to take a little while. Tuesday, I start back up with the Don't Poke the Lion, which is something I tried to start when I was still very perimenopausal, and I'm going to reboot from his encouragement. Um, if he gets on, he gets on. If not, not. We've got work tomorrow. We may have work Tuesday. We'll see. So keep an eye on the page as to whether or not I'm going to be able to go through with Tuesday. I might not be able to, because if we wind up back on set, basically it's a bug out. It's a wrap. So they need a lot of traffic control this time. So we're not going to have time to sit and chat, and it's going to be signs in hand and getting trucks offset. And if you remind me later on, I'll tell you, where it was. Hello, Dave. Oh, hey, Dave. Dude, how have you been? You need to pick a steampunk archetype. It's about. Oh, I'm gonna repost it today. I'll do that. But it's about 4 or 5 back, 6 back. We're doing steampunk this month, and I believe you are still one of our sponsors. Yeah, I'm treating myself. Um, it's the last one. It's getting dry, so I gotta let it go. The best way to let it go is to smoke it. It's by George Burns, right? No, sorry, it's more like Marx Brothers, right? Feeling down lately? Down under? Down under as in Australia, or down under as in sick, or down as in emotional? Honey, if you missed our broadcast yesterday, go take a look. Martin and I are going on to another level of our life. Even though my ring is now on my right hand instead of my left. We're doing good. It's going to be a long haul. It's going to be difficult, but we're doing good. We're doing what's right for us, and that's it's probably the hardest thing in the world. So what's up? Or down? What's down? Say what? Yeah, watch yesterday's broadcast. Watch last night's broadcast. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. We're fine. Like, technically, nothing's going to change. We're just going to hold each other to obligations in a different way. Um, as you know, Martin and I have been struggling with a lot of um, his stresses over his parents and stuff like that. So, with a lot of help and a lot of support, we have come to some conclusions, and we're going to live the second half of our life in a slightly different way than we have been the last 34 years. Well, 30 years married, right? No, 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 no. Dave, 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 Dave. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No. What? Sorry. We're going to have a better life together. We're not divorcing. A huge difference between separation and divorce. The difference is separation, we're still technically married, but we're not. We lose a lot of the benefits of being married when it comes to government stuff. But it's going to help Martin psychologically get past a lot of what he's been doing. So what it is we basically signed an agreement that states that we're 50% responsible for things. So he can't step up to the plate and take power away. He can only step up to the plate for him, and that means I've got to stop relying on him so much, and I've got to step up to the plate for me. So it creates a much more even ground to live by, and um, we've been talking about it for years, for a long time, since a lot of this has started for him back when we first moved to BC, and the more we talk about it, the more we realize that we didn't want to get married in the first place. We did it because his parents insisted, and now that they've not only come to terms just before they passed with with everything, but they've passed. It seems that all the techniques we've been using to get Martin to break out of this cycle and this detachment is to not call each other husband and wife anymore, call ourselves partners, share equal responsibility, and perceive our is basically reset back to the original friendship as opposed to um, it being single, because we're not, we are, if that makes sense. You lose your identity when you've been married this long, and he's still living under, like, he bounces between us and them. So the trick now is to get him to stay on us, and it'll either work or it won't. We'll find out maybe in about a year or so. We're thinking actually next year on, we're gonna make one anniversary, and that's the day we met. We think of doing like a big anniversary kind of re-obligation thing or whatever. We're not sure what we'll tell what we'll call it, but it'll be our technically our 35th. So instead of being our 31st wedding anniversary, it'll be our 35th anniversary, if that makes sense. Yes, it's about being independent. Exactly. Cool. Thank you, Dave. So what's up with you? Are you okay? Like, how are you down? Oh, honey, we gotta lift the energy of the world up. We really do. I don't want to deal with dating other people, and he says he has no interest, so it's not even on the table. Actually, he's talking about once we settle the paperwork and everything, and um, if he can learn how to save his money, because I won't be nagging him anymore, he will have to save his money. Um, he won't be allowed to buy me anything anymore, and I don't mind. I didn't need all that, but he's talking about dating me all from scratch again, which I think is adorable. But I keep telling him one day at a time, and we just keep, we go from here forward. So yeah, like we're doing things like sleeping in separate beds and rooms and stuff like that, and we've made the sewing room kind of into a half bedroom for him, and then so that's working out really well. But no, neither one of us, like, we're in our 50s, and we have other things to focus on right now. But if one of us is more wise with their money, they can choose to treat the other one if they want. But there's no obligation anymore. You're my husband or you're my wife. We have to do this. We have. There's no. It's just plain and simple. I cover 50%. He covers 50%. We get it done. If there's money left over, we have fun. You know. Dealing with New York life. Christina, honey, honey. Martin and I made a big decision. We announced it yesterday. I wish you were there. I understand why you're not. I'm watching your profile. We're so much happier now. I know I'm 54, so things change. They do to a certain degree. There's some things that stay the same because they're part of your core. And there's other things that do change, yeah. Yeah, it's called experience. Your life is hectic. Oh, honey. Well, Cole's notes, so you don't have to watch yesterday's. And if you want to call later on and talk, that's fine, but I know you'll understand. Um, so Martin and I are going into another relationship level. And last night during our anniversary dinner, we declared each other best friends and still connected, but no longer calling each other husband and wife. So we are signing an agreement where I'm 50% responsible for everything, and he's 50% responsible for everything, and we pull our own weight. And only if there's something left over, we buy our own stuff. If we want our own things, we buy our own stuff. No more one person paying for the other person. No more one person covering up for the other person. No more. No more. We take our own. So what we've done to symbolize it is we moved our wedding rings from our left hand to our right hand, and we're gonna go that route and see what happens. Tell me that's a good oh well. Please tell me that's a good oh well. You're one of those people I never want to upset. Cooking and cleaning. Well, that's up to him. He loves cleaning. The number of times I've tried, and he's like, no, because he sees it as a therapy. But what that means is if that's what he's doing, if he's cleaning, then I have to agree with him as to equivalent of what I'm doing. It's not like I can just take off. So I don't know. I do all our social media, and that's consuming. I do. Oh, jeez, there's a ton I do. So yeah, completely up to him. I'm not going to take that away. It is a big change, but honey, we've been talking with too many psychs and too many social workers, and things aren't changing. So um, he's not getting mentally past it. His condition is just so it's either try something different to break the image of I have to be a replacement for his mother, or put him on meds, and he doesn't want to go on meds, and I don't blame him. So we're gonna try this. We talked to his sister is technically separated from her husband, and they're still living together and stuff like that. So she's being very supportive, and she's going to co-sign the paperwork. So nothing's really going to change. We're resetting back to the friendship we had before, and allowing each other to have our individual. And that's why I said about the cooking and cleaning. He loves it. That's what he loves doing. But he hates maintaining social media. He's not a fan of writing. So if he's going to give me more time to do my writing, that's cool. So this basically takes away the obligation. He's strong in this thing. I'm strong in that thing. That's what we do. Called surviving the 20th century. Yeah, in some ways. Because this reminds the spark. I hope so too. Because every time he hears wife, he hears mom. And that's just too much. Oh, look, he's back from the dollar store. Hopefully, a success. I told him to give me a whole chance to smoke a cigar, but wow, that was fast. I expected killer lineups. That's why we got nothing on Friday, and yesterday we couldn't go anywhere near store. Yeah, he's got a dollar store bag, and wow. Do you want to quickly get your butt up here and say hi to Christina on Haps?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, really? He said, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He says, yeah, yeah. I'm coming. I'm coming.
I'll climb over the railing.
Just no nuki nuki? Not necessarily. I mean, we've been sleeping in separate beds. We might reach a point where we're just that much happier. Like, I mean, it's friends with benefits, right? But we're not there yet. Again, we're not there yet. A relationship is not based on whether or not you do nuki nuki. And we've already cuddled together a number of times since we made this agreement. Martin, do you feel better about this agreement?
I do. Bye.
Is it Christina?
There's a Christina.
Is it Christina?
I see that. I'm reading.
Look what she said.
Christina Gutierrez.
I hope.
Good gods that this revives the spark.
And you see, that's it. If this works, it's no big deal. It's just, it's a change of obligation and title. That's all it is.
It's thrilling.
Hey.
Hey, Dave. Thank you so much. Yeah. Surviving the 20th century?
Yeah, we're in the 21st century.
I think we survived the 20th, didn't we?
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the century is one.
Yeah, the first century started with 0, right? 0 to 100. Right?
So hold on. Are we in the 20th?
In the 21st, yeah.
So the 16th century is the 1700s. No, 16th century is the 1500s.
Sorry.
What?
The 16th century was the 1500s.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the 2000s is the 21st century.
Yeah.
And the 2100s are the 22nd. I never got the hang of this.
Mm-hmm. Just out of a century.
We already survived the 20th century.
Hey Jeff, how are you?
Hi Jeff.
Who
But
gets
it's
a good bed?
I do because of my back.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that.
Well, right now we're gonna look in. We're gonna give it some time and then figure it out. But right now he's got the ultimate air mattress that we bought when we were sleeping at a friend's place, and the damn thing is just as good as bed.
It's awesome. It's got an electric pump. It's comfortable.
It's solid, man. We love it.
I say we. How was the Martin? The Martin's doing good. Feeling a tremendous weight off, and there's still occasional little hiccup in the road, but nothing that we can't manage.
Are you saying that because you have an audience?
No, I'm saying it because it's true.
Okay.
I should get myself some water actually.
Yeah, I just grabbed a
It's,
bottle
it's
because I didn't want to
toasty
put my
out there.
mouth to a glass right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is toasty out there. Did you succeed?
Partially.
Oh, no.
Cooler bags, there was very little, if anything. Nothing actually better than those little folding, the black and the red ones that we have.
So the moment they opened that section, people just bought?
Pretty much,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
People want to get out, they want to have some fun. So nothing like the green zippered one.
So on work tomorrow, we'll have to fudge everything.
One of us takes the two smaller Velcro ones, and one of us takes the bigger green one or something.
All right, go grab a water bottle.
Just a bottle? Yeah, I guess.
Facebook user, which one is it? I'm sending big hugs and love. Oh, no. He'll be back after he grabs water. How was your anniversary? We were just talking about that. Which Facebook user? You're obviously watching from the personal profile. And yeah, the only reason he's not smoking is because he's out of pipe tobacco. And this is drying out, so I told him I was going to smoke it just before it completely dies. We'll wait a couple weeks and then we'll budget a little tobacco. So, sending big hugs and love, Christina says.
Thank you so much.
And we also figured because we don't have kids. So, we got married because of his parents, and his parents are gone now. And she said it's too much for his brain.
I think ultimately they would think that we made a good move on this too.
This is how much I
Considering how
love
they like the last little bit of time that we spent with them, how much they've opened up.
Oh my God!
In their last few months of life.
They were so different. Do you want to pull over a chair, or do you?
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
I'm gonna stay standing. I took off my shoes.
See that?
I mean, bare feet now. Thank you, Madison. Your condolences. Oh,
Yeah,
his parents. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's been over a year now.
I thought it was condolences for the marriages. Oh no. We weren't gonna get married.
The friendship is still there, and that's the important part.
How are you guys doing today? Good. Good. Did you see all of the broadcasts, Madison? Did you see that part? When are the Canadian borders opening back up? I don't know.
I know.
You want eventually?
So,
we want you here.
We know Trudeau and Biden were having dialogue about opening the borders, but there hasn't been any formalized results yet.
Well, I think it's a percentage of people who've been
vaccinated. We need to get past a certain percentage on both sides.
I think so. Yeah.
And dropping the dropping the numbers too.
But you're gonna book yours for. Well,
yes.
I can't completely give him up. He's the only one I'm allowed to see this close.
Yeah, right.
He's the only one I'm allowed to not have to do social distancing.
That's true.
Oh, Christina, if you guys come visit up here, I think you'd really like Toronto.
You would love it.
We're thinking next year of doing like 35 years together and just not necessarily renewal of vows, but more like a new start and just have a ceremony to kind of, if we succeed in this. Yeah, we should be able to succeed in this. It's hard though because I called you hubby on the phone
called
today.
my husband the other day, earlier today. Yeah, when you were on the phone.
But you're not anymore. You're my partner.
I've slipped up a couple of times too in the past few days, but mostly I've been using partner. And
Yeah,
it feels good.
It feels good. It does.
Yeah.
It feels much better.
Yeah. Is Canada opening up yet? Again, nothing formalized. It really 35 years of friendship. Yeah, it's really going to be dependent on the decline in cases and the percentage of people who have had their vaccines, especially the second dose.
Martin's going to go get his first because he has a better immune system than me, and the doctor is, has asked me to make sure that I don't have any obligations. So if I am down for 2 weeks, then I can be down. Yeah. I'm so scared of the vaccine, not for any conspiracy theories, but because I haven't had a flu shot since
your school years.
Yeah, since junior school. So
I'm going to be the guinea pig on this one. If one of you gets benefits, will the other still get them if you're separated? That's something I got to talk to the union hall about, to the benefits coordinator, and find out. I know you can.
We're technically common law now.
You can assign a beneficiary to the benefits, so I don't know whether that has to be married or common law or roommate or whatever.
So we just might have to change the specification. It may fall under common law because of how long we've been together, and the fact that we're staying together. We're just not being married.
Yeah. As for the other benefits,
the government will take away the marriage benefits. Although I don't understand why they do that. Like what?
Oh yeah, the
child benefits I understand.
The provincial tax tax benefits. Right?
Giving you
So,
money because you chose to marry? What, are they trying to pay back your wedding?
I wish. Luckily, ours was only 3 or 4 grand, but that was 30 years ago, and we were pretty simple.
Yeah, that wedding would be worth about 10 grand now.
You and Michael are fully vaccinated. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, that's been good.
Well, again, it's we don't know. You have the Pfizer, okay? Yeah, the Pfizer seems to be
Pfizer's
the
the most common one up here. Yeah.
well, also the most popular. They're saying it's the one that's causing these problems.
Yeah.
So for someone like me who's scared of anything that goes into my arm, I just
You guys got Moderna. Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
the AstraZeneca. There were so many problems going on with the blood clotting
Didn't
side
someone
effect.
die of that?
Someone, I think someone in Quebec, in the province, I can't remember where in Quebec, died from blood clot complications. So they
See, and of
pulled
course-
AstraZeneca. So anybody who got their first AstraZeneca shot, they weren't offering a second via
No.
AstraZeneca.
Don't they have to reboot? They have to do a
Something
first
like
Pfizer and then a second.
something like that?
Yeah.
Moderna,
But yeah,
no
and
issues.
even casual smoker and being a woman in my age group, yeah, they don't count me as a smoker. But when it comes to this shot, I'd have to be completely clean for at least 2 weeks. Like no alcohol, no smoking, nothing. So
no caffeine.
no cat. What? I didn't read that part.
Well, it was in the fine print. Yeah.
What?
No, caffeine is totally fine.
You're not taking away my coffee. No freaking way. What?
No.
I thought you still love me, even though things are changing.
I do, but as a friend now, I can poke fun at you a little bit more.
You always did.
I know. This,
What do you mean a little bit
so
more?
nothing has changed.
Oh man.
So, I know smokers that got the vaccine. Yeah, and I mean this
Yeah.
is a cigar once a week or so is coffees.
AstraZen. What's that one, Jeff?
AstraZeneca.
Oh, AstraZeneca. I'm like Zen. What, you sit there and go la la la. Oh, did you see our friends in Montreal? They their site that they went to have assist dogs,
Oh really?
like 8 dogs. You know the what do they call them? The dogs that people use for comfort, for
Oh, support animals.
yeah. They've got support dogs with their little banners and everything saying that, and they're bringing them around people who are anxiety filled about the shot.
Oh, okay.
So you can sit there and pet the dog while they're giving you the shot.
Do you want a puppy while you're getting your shot?
I would love a
Or a
puppy.
bunny? Maybe a bunny?
I don't think there's such a thing as support bunnies.
There's got to be support buddies. Yeah.
Readily available?
They were going to allow AZ to get the second as AZ, but not offering first as AZ. Now they've said it's okay to mix AZ Pfizer or AZ Moderna. Okay.
Okay. Just not wanting to get the. I'm very phobic of needles. It even anything that goes under my skin. I have no tattoos. I have no holes. I have no earring holes.
Absolutely no body mods.
Yeah, because they're just. I'll do fake ones any day. I'll do clip-on earrings till I die. It took years for me not to go into blind rage and hit people. I've given doctors and nurses bloody noses because no one took me seriously.
That's why usually I go in with her to distract her or give her something to focus on.
Yeah, him or a friend, it doesn't matter to me as long as it's someone I know. If someone I know is telling me it's okay, I'll go into anxiety, but I'll do it. But if there's no one there I know, like with COVID, I had to go in for a blood test because of the whole surgery and everything, and they're trying to keep track as best they can. And so what's happening with me, and they had to give me a blood test, and Martin wasn't allowed in. And I looked at them and said that I am here all day because you are going to have to sign me a nurse, and we are going to have to sit and talk, and I want to know about her life. I want to know about her kids. I want to know everything about her.
Everything to distract you from the concept of getting the shot. Yeah.
I mean, when I went in for my surgery, the doctor had to fight with the nurses in the recovery room to make sure he was there because normally no one outside is allowed in there. And the doctor said, no, she has a phobia. This is not.
And luckily
you're
that
going to
was
stick something in her hand, and no.
And luckily that was a couple of months before the lockdown.
For the big COVID lockdown, yeah.
Because that was in February, and then the lockdown was in mid-March.
So I woke up to him and a big Band-Aid on my hand, and yeah, they had to get it out of my hand before I came conscious. And
The ID,
they were actually amazed at how much I took the pain, and I'm like, it's not that bad. It's like my periods as I was growing up. It's horrible, but I kind of got used to that. You know,
I mean, how much does a laser up your hoo-ha hurt? I wouldn't know.
is the hoo-ha in the beginning, in the front, or is the hoo-ha in the
I
back?
don't know.
Is the hoo-ha the front? Is that the, okay? What's the back?
Hmm?
What's the back? If the hoo-ha's the front, what's the back?
I can't remember what it's called.
Jeez.
Are we keeping cool over here? We're trying to. I mean, we're running the AC as
I need it.
little as possible, but so far so good.
I'm training my new puppy. I saw the pictures.
Yes.
I don't think. Have you seen them yet?
Yes, I saw them.
You saw them?
I saw them
Alright.
on Facebook. Yeah,
That's
a
awesome.
new puppy from Oregon.
Puppy. Learn to get if you got the vaccine. What? What?
I've heard that. Yeah.
Why are we doing that
I
here?
don't know. Because Canadians are not as big on the anti-vax front as some of the Americans are.
You guarantee me a new ticket. You guarantee me that it's a win no matter what, and I'll just keep scratching while you're poking me. I'll be fine.
There you go. We'll go in for a little scratch and poke.
That one's not a winner. That one. I don't care if even the winner is like $5, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just keep scratching, and they have to guarantee me at least a win.
Right.
I'd so do it.
Right. David, been through everything and a coronavirus survivor. Life is precious.
Yeah. I remember your last
Survivor, yeah.
post. I remember your last post. You're just
we
you're
know
incredible.
At least a couple other people who have been
Let's
corona
go, kid.
positive.
Got enough money to go to college. Booyah!
Nice.
What the hell?
Oh, yeah, why don't they do that up here? That'd be awesome. Yeah, we
Jeez,
know that.
if any of our American friends have like a really windfall because they went to get their shot, can Martin and I like a loan, an interest-free loan?
Please sponsor us here on HAPS as much as possible.
Oh my God, HAPS would just be like HAPS would, because they get a cut, right?
Right.
If someone sponsored us on HAPS to that amount of money,
Oh,
geez,
that'd be good.
HAPS would like you might as well co-own the company.
I know, yeah.
This is where you get a hold of Mark and say, so Mark, I'm going to be sponsoring Christina and Martin to the tune of $1 million a month, and
Wow, $1 million a month for life. That sounds like one of those lottery ads. Right?
damn, you can tell this is dried out. I'm so happy because it's just tunneling.
Did I try one of those?
I don't know. They're gross. I'm never buying those again. We go back to the real store. We go back to the real tobacco place. See what I mean? There's
Gross.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think those are the ones that I bought at that.
no.
That one place. Oh no, those are the ones that you picked up. The ones I bought last time were already gone.
Yeah, hi. He waved and kept walking.
And then landed across the street. Sponsorship
I wish
for everyone.
Yes. Because that would have been just awesome.
Mhm.
Okay, someone on HAPS has got to win, like the landslide, the big down, and just
The big windfall.
sponsor people. Just take your favorite people and just sponsor. HAPS will be happy. We'll be happy. Of course, I'm assuming we're amongst their favorite people.
Well, I would hope so.
I would hope so too.
Even now, yeah, that's what
Yeah. But no, the new relationship, and it's weird. I had to remember to put my. Look at it's not fitting his finger. His
It
ring
won't
finger.
fit my ring finger on the right hand. It won't go past that base knuckle.
So we think he might have done something to his knuckle at one point.
Well, I do remember one of my angriest moments in
can't-
BC. I punched a wall really hard and
Yeah,
found the stud. So
Yeah,
his hand was kind of
may have been it.
commission for a bit.
So he now has a pinky ring,
Plus my
which is so.
my family is prone to arthritis as well, so the joints can get a little bit enlarged. So
Let's hope
something
you get past that. Let's
Yeah.
hope.
I hope so too,
Because your hands are just so important to you. See,
for doing
it's,
creepy crawly things like
Stop.
this, right?
Oh yeah, to mindset to go back to being best friends and not having the title of husband and wife is just such a difference. We didn't want to get married in the first place. We've spent all these years just blaming his parents for everything he does, and we can't go on like that. We can't keep nurturing that. We tried. We did all the psychs and the social workers, but we're I think this is going to be a lot better. I already feel a lot better.
Me too.
A lot lighter.
It's going to be a little rough because we will fall back into some of those patterns.
Yeah.
But less and less, I think, every day as we start getting used to the new us.
And we still have an anniversary.
Yeah.
Like May 29th, the day we
29th.
met. One anniversary. And that's it. May 29th is the anniversary now.
Sorry, I dropped out. Day
It's
called
okay.
from the office to have Michael come pick her up. Oh, no problem.
Cool.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming back. Yeah.
Awesome to hear from
So-
you again.
We would love to, if this works as of next year, the goal is May 29th on a weekend next year or is it on a weekday?
Let's find out.
Please tell me May 29th is on a weekend next year.
Let's find out.
Because I want to have a big freaking awesome party. And I want to make it fairies and dwarves and elves.
It is a Sunday next year.
Yes!
May 29th is a Sunday in 2022. So save that date, May 29th, 2022. Everyone in the world must come here to Toronto. And it's going to be the biggest event ever.
We'll all pitch in so that we can all get so everyone can have we'll do a cheapy motel, some
it'll be-
really sleazy crappy
It'll be a
motel,
cross
right?
between Woodstock, Burning Man, and every fairy festival you can ever imagine.
That would be awesome. We go from Doctor Who to Folk Fest or
Yeah, I know, yeah.
or Myth Fest.
Mythfest.
Christina Martin's Myth Fest.
Yeah. We are not a myth.
Not a myth.
The only thing not a myth is us.
Apparently, we're a freak of nature, though.
We are.
So many people are surprised.
Don't forget the trolls.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course,
So
as
we need
long
to
as
find
they
a place
behave
that's,
themselves.
that's got bridges. Otherwise, they'll just feel
Come on,
uncomfortable.
you and me.
left out.
We get a budget together, we'll make a bridge. We'll make a bridge.
We'll make that bridge when we come to it.
But this means that I have to pull 50% of my weight. I have to.
Yeah.
He can't get in the
So
way anymore.
this means you have to pull only 50% of your weight. Means I need to step up the plate a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'll
Or
admit,
kind of the
yeah.
back the plate because you've been putting yourself 100% on the things that I've been trying to.
Yeah.
And this is what's been happening when we talk to people. They're like, "Oh no, you're the wife. You squelch them. You do this. You block them. You." It's like I've been trying not to be the wifey because again, we got married because his parents wanted us to. They were tired of us living in sin type thing.
Mhm.
Literally, it was just too much. So I want to thank everyone for their support ahead of time, and all of you that can't handle this, I'm sorry. We still want you to buy things from our store. We still want you to go over and read my articles on Vocal so that I can make a couple bucks off that. I'm only going to give it a few months because it's $10 a month to have it.
Yeah.
So if I'm only, if I'm making zero do just $5 a month, I think it's a loss for me. I'll have to find another way to write again. But yeah, we're not like everyone else, so we're not going to try to be like everyone else. If we had a child, it'd be very different. But we
Apparently I'm
don't.
being goofy today.
You're being goofy.
Because
I
I
think he's
feel
being-
a lot lighter. Happy, yeah. Are there restrictions for bringing service dogs across the border? Because I would need to bring A1 with me. I think as long as they have all of their medical paperwork, their shots, their certification or whatever else, and they're listed as a service dog, there shouldn't be any problem. You should be able
Yeah,
to
we
just
brought
cross
horses
with
over the border.
Yeah, with no delays. Just straight drive through, get checked,
Did
stamp
the paperwork ahead of
and
time?
off they go.
Yep.
So it should be fine, especially for support and service animals, even more so than just a domestic house pet.
Someone's thinking of me.
You're running cycles.
It's starting to burn through the middle, but
Okay,
yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, if you want to check with Canada Border Services, and see what there is on their webpage about service animals. So, because we're no experts on it. All we've ever done is had
We
a
brought the
team
horses across.
bring horses
Yeah.
over, and we didn't really have anything officially to do with that paperwork. That was all their team taking care of it.
That's thunder.
Thunder.
I hear thunder too.
That's really one thing we missed while being in Vancouver. Vancouver doesn't get a lot of big thunderstorms. Farther in the interior, up in the mountains, yeah, lots of thunderstorms. But Vancouver itself, not so much.
Well, being in the snow belt,
Here.
yeah, here being in the snow belt, Ontario gets these extreme temperatures up and down.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very. That's why a lot of people leave Ontario because one moment your humidex and your temperatures are 40 degrees Celsius. Once you combine the two, and you're breathing water.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Vancouver or most of BC, not all of BC, but most of BC, it stays pretty the same. If it gets really cold and snowy, it stays cold and snowy for a pocket of time, and then you can expect it to be gone. It usually is.
Yeah, we get actual defined winters, unlike Vancouver and Seattle. A day of snow, then 3 days of rain, and then 2 days of snow, and then a week of rain, and then we've been having crazy weather in New York City. Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, here too, to a certain degree.
Yeah, I mean, super hot and sunny for days on end, and then dismal horrid downpours, and then so far no really huge thunderbangers yet this year.
Well, most of New York is in the same snow belt.
Same zone.
New York City's right on the ocean, so it's got a similar salt factor,
Yeah,
like Nova
BC.
Scotia and Newfoundland, and because BC's a rainforest, so even though there's a salt factor, there's still that rainforest. Whereas Nova Scotia and Newfoundland is not a rainforest.
True. Yeah.
It's literally a coastal. I like that word, coastal.
Coastal.
So people kept saying, we're now on the East Coast.
Not quite yet.
That's on the lake.
We
It's
haven't
not a
gotten
coast.
we haven't driven that far yet.
No, it's a lake. It's not a coast. It's a lake.
It's still another almost 2-day drive to the East Coast from here.
Yeah, something like that.
BC is basically the same weather as Washington. Yeah, and you get the coastal weather, you get the weather in the interior, like the high desert, you get the weather in the mountains. It's all pretty much the same. Sounds so serene here. Actually, this is a very peaceful neighborhood. We're on a minor street. It's not a major artery or thoroughfare, so.
But it's
very
right
low
next to the
traffic.
transit line. Right next to the transit line. It's really easy to get into
20-minute
town.
walk down to the
If you want to
Leslie
walk
subway
it.
station. If you want to walk it, if you wait for a bus, it's 5 minutes to the station.
Right up the street from a GO train station. So if you want to skip all the transit stops because you're going from a major point to a major point, it's pretty fast.
GO train gets you right downtown.
The rumble.
Are you ready to rumble?
Well, because it's basically a sun shower.
Yeah.
We're not really gonna get lightning. We're gonna get a lot of rumbling. If we
It's
do
high
get
up in
lightning,
clouds,
if we do get lightning, I'll be surprised.
It's great.
But that rumble just keeps me happy.
And it's so much greener here than the last place we were at. We were at the studio. We had that great big, huge open window, a giant window on one end of the studio, but it looked out over a rooftop and buildings.
Well, here, do you want to
You
take this
saw
one?
like the top of a little tree.
You can take a
down
puff
the
or two
street.
more if you want.
Here we've got like trees everywhere and people gardening. And so many roses.
Come on, camera,
on this
turn
block.
around. Hey, beautifuls. Hi, Desiree. No, turn around, camera. There we go.
People out walking their dogs.
But we're so close to chaos. I'm happy. I mean, for me, idealistically, is living downtown because in Riverdale, because Riverdale has a lot of green space too because it's an older neighborhood. But this is more affordable. Living down in I spend a good chunk of my life here.
Adjusts to the light change.
Yeah. Michael is streaming on Twitch. What? Gaming, but also photo editing as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh, Christina, send me the link. Oh, Pippin. Yeah, it's beautiful, but look at this. Look at him.
He's just like in the window on the back of the couch.
Because we're out here and he's in there. But if you let us put your leash on, you can come out. I don't know why he stopped liking. I did, and he was not happy. I think it's the. I think it's the cigar. He's not liking.
He doesn't like the smell of the cigar.
No.
He just look a little bit forlorn, ennui.
And we can't work. We can't work late tonight because we've got set tomorrow.
Yeah, we have
at
to
7
get up
a.m.
about 4 a.m. to get ready and be able to get this.
Why
Poor
the
Pip, yeah.
hell LSP work? 12-hour shifts start at 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Hopefully it's a short day because it's a bug out.
It's a bug out. So once the trucks are all gone, we're done. We're wrapped.
And hopefully Tuesday I can stick to the schedule with the Don't Poke the Lion. And some of you keep suggesting that I get another profile for Don't Poke. No,
Too many profiles. We're
too
trying
much
to
for me
weed
to
them
handle.
down at this point.
There was a time when I was spending like 4 hours a day on social media. I can't do that anymore, guys.
Getting up at 4:30 because it's a.
Thank you, Christina.
4:30, which gives us time to get up, do some morning stretches, have our breakfast, sort of give a bit of a wind up, and
Coffee.
leave by about 6:15 because it takes us a little over half an hour to get to the location. And we want to be there in enough time to relieve the person that was there overnight.
For 12 hours.
They've been there for 12 hours, so you don't want them waiting around. So we want to be there by like 10 to 7 at the latest.
I wish we had the night shift. I prefer the night shift.
Yeah.
Then you
I'm
can
trying to
sleep,
remember
half the day
I've
away.
actually done a night shift yet. You've done
two,
haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I've done 2 night shifts so far.
And you almost did one, but then the Raptors won.
That's right. No, I still did it. I just wasn't there overnight like I was supposed to be.
Well, yeah, it was cut short, right?
Oh yeah, they couldn't shoot. We couldn't get the trucks in. We could not get the trucks in.
It was 2019, wasn't it? I saw that that was today, 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
I saw it on Facebook.
Yep. Today, 2 years ago, I started my shift at 7 p.m. The game was still going, and when the game was over with, everything like there was a pub nearby where I was situated, and I couldn't figure out why the trucks were so late, and it's because people were already in town watching the game. So the trucks, we got two trucks in before they won, and once the Raptor won, that was it. There was no way trucks were getting in.
Streets were flooded with people.
We had police officers coming and stealing our cones. They were actually taking off with our cones for production to indicate our spots. Hi guys. And yeah, they were just cops were coming up saying we don't have enough cones, and they were grabbing production cones, and we're like, we're not going to stop them. Just And then the producers came by after they basically got, once they realized that everything was being bogged down like that, they got all the backgrounders out right away. They dismissed everyone. The ads got out as quickly as they could. Producers were the last basically to try to get out, and I mean try, and we were the second last. They came up to us and said, there's no way our trucks are making it in. We're going to sit with our own trucks. We don't expect you guys to stay here. So go home, the three of you. Just go home. Go. Good luck. The subway's closed down. You've got some walking ahead of you. We recommend you take the side streets.
Yep.
And it was just like, okay. And I couldn't because Martin tried to get as close as possible with the car, and he couldn't get to me.
So, it was like one of those military operations. I was there to do the exfil to rescue her from the situation, from the war zone. But yeah, I drove in as far as I could, and the traffic was just getting more and more congested, and people hanging out their windows and
cops were turning people
we
around.
The north and all this, yeah. And
they brought in TTC buses to block off Yonge Street so that people couldn't drive up Yonge Street, and I was stuck on Yonge Street. I almost
shoulder to shoulder. Yeah. Luckily, this was before the pandemic. Yeah.
And it was exciting for the first 15 minutes, and then when I got to a point where I was literally being crushed, and I just had to keep calming myself and keep putting my hands down by my side and taking my bag of supplies and just kind of keeping it down by my knees and just trying to inch through everything. Mm-hmm. It was crazy. It was crazy. And then I finally got to a spot where I could get to a side street. I even tried to go between buildings to get around behind them, but all this construction and stuff, and I couldn't even get near the back alleys. So it was like, no, so I just kept going.
Then you had to rescue someone.
Oh my God, yeah.
She performed a rescue operation.
She went down. They were going to trample her. And I just, I threw my backpack back on my back. So I suddenly took up space. So I used my backpack to kind of smack people away. And I picked her up. Like she was going to get trampled. And I was like, no, honey, and I'm looking at her body size and she was just tiny. And I was just like, no. So I picked her up and I literally grabbed her close to me and pushed her into a space off to the side and said, you stay here in this doorway. The cops have got to come through eventually. You stay here in this doorway because I can't get you through all this. I can't get myself and you through all this. Just stay here. You have a phone, call someone, but stay here. You're not going to make it through. Mm-hmm. And she very sheepishly said, okay, and just backed herself into the doorway and just huddled down. And I'm like, okay, you're safe. That's all I can do. I got to get out of here. And and I went right back in. But she was going to get trampled. I was like, God damn it. Just
what did they determine? It was upwards of 1 million people downtown. That's huge.
all in a 3 major block radius, mm-hmm. which is a lot of space until you have 3 million people in it.
Yeah, 1 million. Yeah,
1 million people in it. Yeah, it's just like
that's like half the population of Toronto in like one small area in a square mile, basically.
So I'm walking down the one side street where Martin says he says he can't get to me. And I walk over to an officer and I'm like, I'm not 100% sure how far down he is because he can't even see a street sign where he is. He knows the buildings and I think I know where he is, but we've only recently been back to Toronto. And I haven't lived here in years. I said, where are the barricades? Like, can he get through a barricade? So the officer said, well, if he pulls into the transit lane and just tells any officer that stops him that he's coming to you, he can get a few more blocks, but that's all we can allow. And I'm like, that's fine. So I'm on the phone with Martin and I'm like, okay, get into the transit lane. get into the bus lane because there's no buses being run right now, not even the streetcars. You have an open transit lane, and if an officer asks, just go really slow. If an officer asks, tell them what's happening, and I'll meet you at this street because that's where the solid barricades are. That's what Martin wound up doing. Is
Yep.
he wound up going into the right lane. Cars were like honking at him, and he's just like,
It's you. Oh, yeah.
and then yeah, an officer
Sorry,
came
I'm
up
on a
to him
mission.
and said no, and he said, listen, this is what's happening, and he kept me on the phone the whole time. And yeah, he got as far as they would let him, and I eventually got to him, and it's like, let's get out of here. Let's just get out of here.
Crazy.
You know, we'll watch the news later on and see how the party went.
All the Raptor flags waving from people's cars, everyone hollering,
Right.
"We the North," you know.
Damn, yeah.
People
Great.
hanging from their balconies, you know,
Well, this is
hollering
pre-pandemic.
at cars, yeah.
This is pre-pandemic. But like, well, when the was it the Leafs won? Or no, Vancouver. Sorry, Vancouver when
Oh,
shows you how much
The Canucks.
The Canucks.
Mhm.
When the Canucks won, they, you know, Vancouver's a smaller city, but you get a smaller population into the core of a smaller city. It was the same thing. Like they were turning over. We didn't have any cop cars turned over. We had a number of buses being destroyed here.
people
But-
crawled all on top of the buses, so you know, mirrors were being broken off and windows were being.
But in
damaged.
Vancouver, when the Canucks won, a smaller population or not, they were smashing windows and turning over cop cars and tearing out, you know, newspaper boxes and smashing them. Toronto didn't do that.
Yeah.
They just caused a lot of damage by crawling on things.
Training MT, hi Award, thank you.
Hey, hi.
Welcome to our broadcast.
But yeah, it was insane. But Toronto people, I don't know if it's a respect for the city or just we're not as bored.
Mm-hmm.
Because Vancouver people seem to be much more bored. They call it no fun Vancouver all the time for a reason. You know, but yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so this is a whole new stage in her life.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, like I said, it still feels weird wearing my wedding ring on my right hand, but
And you have to wear my
baby
because it
finger.
doesn't fit on this ring. On
you
this
have a
finger.
pinky ring.
You got a pinky ring.
You have a pinky ring. But they're still special and they still have the energy in them. And wow,
It will not go for that knuckle at all.
damn.
Not by a long shot.
Yeah, I got a little water retention. I'm kind of puffy a bit, but it's
So
kind
your
of
hands are
expected.
more symmetric than mine, I guess.
More symmetric.
Yeah, like
You
they're
mean-
equal sizes. Hello, Birdie. Sorry, we don't have the little bird feeder out
Oh,
yet.
we have to put the bird feeder out eventually. We have to hook it up.
Hello, little one. Literally just dropped.
They can do that.
Wings
They're
open at
birds.
the last second. Bird just like leaped off the
I hope
gutter.
there isn't in that stuff there,
Dropped and
because that always damages the roof.
yeah. You're both still special to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully to other people too.
Are you trying to hinge at one of the most
Especially in
special people in the world?
Oh, the bird just went over there. Oh, no kitty. You know that we're going to
They've
put up
got,
a
like-
bird feeder, right?
They've got like 3 kitties. Yeah, we have to seal that bird feeder.
Yep.
Even just like a coat of spray lacquer or something. Something bird friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, we got something over at staging.
This is what a lot of people.
Location.
We've been struggling with this for a while. We've been really struggling with this for quite a while now. So I think I don't know why now, but finally I think it's because your parents passed.
Mm-hmm.
With all the trauma
Yeah.
you've been going through.
As much as I didn't mourn them, I think it psychologically hit me hard in a way that I didn't expect it would.
You mourned them. That's why it hit you
Sure.
hard. You just didn't get past the mourning stage yet.
Mhm.
And you needed something to separate. And I've been trying to get this for a long time.
So this becomes the acceptance
beautiful.
stage.
Yeah.
No, I'm not super special. I'm just trying to be a good person in this world.
Oh, shut up.
We're special.
You're that special kind of special.
Special kind of special.
Oh, I got a little dot here. Oh, that's the mascara because I was sweating when I freshly put it on. I just noticed the dot right now.
Oops, I see that.
Oh, it's a beauty mark.
It's a beauty mark. Yep. You guys see Sweet Tooth on Netflix? It has
Oh.
great special effects and stories.
We have
Sweet Tooth?
not.
No,
We have not. Do we have Netflix?
we currently don't have Netflix.
We don't
We've
have
got
Netflix.
Prime. We've got Disney Plus.
Can't afford
So-
Netflix. Well, we don't have Prime. We have access to a friend's
we're borrowing
Prime.
Prime. Disney Plus is actually ours, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
the dirt.
And even that was 50-50. Derpy.
Derp, derp, derp.
Derpy.
Yeah, no, we don't haven't caught anything on Netflix in a while. We're still finishing American Gods, and we're watching things like The Bad Batch, and we
I
watched the
looked
first
good.
episode of Loki.
I looked good in American Gods.
You look really good.
I looked good. Biker chick. I loved
Like your chick, yeah.
that. Was really nice. I gotta try to get a screen capture of that.
Biker chick in a Norse
It's
biker
too-
bar.
But it's too bad they cut out him actually smashing the glass.
The mistake scene that everyone liked
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, he really got into it, but they cut it out. It's a shame because yeah, that got a great reaction out of all of us that were closest to him. That was a fun scene. He was all apologetic about it, and I'm like, nah. Watch the entire season in one day. Nice. Nice. I loved it. Dave, you have to pick your steampunk archetype.
That's right. Yeah.
Or do you want us to just assign you again? We can do it. Did you go back and watch the other stories? We did you
Star Wars,
justice.
yeah.
We did you justice, dude. I don't remember what we made him in Star Wars.
Wasn't Dave the stormtrooper, the clone trooper?
Oh yeah, we made him the
I
clone
think, yeah.
trooper.
Or
What?
no,
No.
you were the Imperial officer.
That's right, because we took a good look at your picture and went, he'd look good in that uniform. Yeah.
And that's when we kind of realized that, oh, wait, we're kind of mixing things up a little bit because I'm doing Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon's still alive. The Jedi are still around. So the Empire can't be there because Order 66. So we had to change a few things around
That's
a little bit. And, it was Republic, but it was still kind of Republic going corrupt a bit. Yeah. Or corrupt portion of the Republic.
Yeah, it was really good. Now we're going to do steampunk. This is going to be a fun one because we have very little time and we decided to do the murder mystery thing. See how well it goes over online. And we still have to figure out a prize for those who guess right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
It's
first
going to be a
question,
two-part thing now, right? Because our sponsors and contributors of $5 or more get to be characters in the story, but anybody watching on that day,
No.
Or
If they give an award on that day
well, this is anyone watching on that day, if they give us an award
of any amount,
will get a chance to guess who the murderer is.
including the sponsors, because even though you're in the story, doesn't mean you're going to know who's the murderer.
Yeah. Hey Wayne, how are things?
Hi Wayne.
You staying cool in all of this weather?
Cool, man. Well, and Wayne, I don't know if you saw yesterday's broadcast, but Martin and I have changed the nature of our relationship. We're no longer husband and wife; we are partners, and it's been quite a psychological adventure to get to this point. And we've discussed it with many a counselor and many, many who would be directly affected by it. And
Friends,
it's gonna
family members, yeah.
it's gonna make our life a little more expensive, but it's the wisest thing for us to do to keep, to stay together. And no, it has nothing to do with your wife's, yours and your wife's little reaction during our interview with you. We still love you guys dearly, and
Don't worry, kids. None of this is your fault.
Don't worry, kids. Yeah, none of this is your fault. That's right. That's right. But it's not a divorce, so we shouldn't be worried, right? Loving.
And this partly why we're doing this is to avoid that potential outcome.
Yeah.
Right. So we can stay friends. We can stay hanging out together.
Well, like I said, you learn to money manage on your own, dude. Without me constantly nagging, you learn to money manage. You can take me on a date.
All right, I like that.
Because
that's good incentive right there.
There's nowhere in the agreement that says you can't take me on a date.
Sure.
It's just we stop.
We're still open to dating, and that includes each other.
That's right. Oh, I have no interest to go back into a dating scene.
Neither do I. No.
That's exhausting. Just the thought of that.
Yep.
And to have to remember to put something on the door to say that I'm busy. No, no.
Oh no, there's a sock on the door. Or a tie or whatever.
I'm alone with the cat.
It's totally my fault. I wasn't able to be smuggled into the country to come here and be here with you both. Oh no,
oh.
Christina, no.
Cool. I thought you would. So far, so good. The people we actually thought would be most affected by it seem to be pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
So, You know, we're only going to spend a couple days. We're not going to go out of our way. People are going to find out as they figure it out. I want to see how many people, like during the first pub night back, notice that the rings are on the other hand. I want to see how many people notice that. You know, those would be the observant friends.
Like, what's that ring?
We should have like a little prize in our pocket every time. It's like, good boy, or good girl. You know, you win
this
this.
coin.
No, it's got to be like a candy. Oh, then it has to be like diabetic friendly candies, just in case I remember.
Yeah, I know. And
Damn it.
some people don't like mints.
It's
Other people,
just-
you know,
It's just not
get those
easy
like
anymore,
ouzo
is it?
candies or something, but then people don't like the licorice, the anise flavored ouzo.
Hello. So it's just like, damn, it really makes it hard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Could be a sticker. Could be.
Oh.
So,
oh, can we
you
get
notice? You're
can
getting a
we-
sticker.
can we get stickers that make it with our ring pattern? Temporary tattoos.
I was just gonna say a little temporary tattoo. Yeah. Gold star. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, what if it's a gold star? Like we got a sticker right here,
That's it. Yeah. Little gold star for
right in the middle. Just the third eye, right? Every time. Blame and thank the third eye all at the same time. Everything will be fine. Oh God, I'm not changing my saying.
No. I like the self-respect one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's gonna be weird for a little while because there's a lot of things that we have to let go of.
Biodegradable glitter bombs.
Oh no! I am not going to be anywhere near that. No.
Oh, this is one of the things we have every time when we're doing a fairy event, right? Is instead of the glitter, we do little
Sugar.
little colored sugar vials, right? For the kids. That way, you know, when we sprinkle something with fairy dust, at least it's something that's going to biodegrade or it's going to dissolve or disappear, or even if it's sticky, it can still be washed. But glitter.
Remember that Earth Day event, and I had my little shaker with the sugar in it, the shiny sugar.
Yeah.
And I was giving them flowers, and I was sprinkling it on the flowers, you know, and the fake flowers, of course, soap flowers, so they have something to keep. And this one parent was she jumped in there and she literally grabbed my hand, and I leaned over and I whispered, "It's sugar." And she went, "What?" I said, "It's sugar."
It's not.
And she stopped and she said, "So I can clean it?" I said, "Yeah, it'll dissolve the moment you get water on that flower." Why do you think I spray it first with water? It has to stick to it somehow.
Yeah.
I lightly
sugar
spray it.
crystals just roll right off. Right?
Yep. I lightly spray it so they stick. The sugar sprinkles go on, and then I mean, the kid could lick it off. It's, you know, and she's like,
Billy, stop eating that flower.
she's like, "That's brilliant." Oh, there's more rumbling. She's just like, "That's brilliant." And I'm like, "Hey, I don't like sparkles. You know, I don't like that kind of glitter thing. So I'm not going to inflict parents with it." She's like, "Yeah." The last event she went to, there was glitter on her dress. There was glitter on the floor. There was glitter on her socks. There was glitter everywhere.
Exactly, Jeff. The herpes of the craft world.
Yep.
Oh, we still have Jeff. I don't remember if you knew our mermaid, or if you had moved back here before she joined the festival. But we had this like 90-pound nothing.
Smaller than most kids.
Smaller than most kids. Mermaid. We built a little boat for her for the parades. So one of the pirates could drag this little boat on wheels around at the parade, and she'd be in the boat and waving to people and stuff like that. And she was all about glitter. So everything that she touched was covered in glitter, including the vehicle, whatever vehicle she was being shuttled in. Don't think I ever met the mermaid. Yeah.
Do you remember her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. She looked a lot like a well-endowed child, which was scary at times, but
Yeah, she was in her 20s.
Nice enough.
About what, 4'0" nothing, 4'6" maybe.
not even that.
90 pounds, and half of that was her boobs.
Lovely lady, very delightful. Always a ray of sunshine. Perfect with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
especially non-threatening because of her lack of size.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was just so much glitter.
That boat was permanently glittered even after she had moved on to other projects.
We didn't know what to do with the boat because it wouldn't fit in the truck. So in the middle of the night, we snuck out the back of her place and just plopped it in the middle of the playground and walked away. You know, I wanted to bring it with us, but I just couldn't do it.
We donated it to the local playground. No idea what happened after the fact.
Well, it was there for about 4 days.
Is that
Yeah, and then it was gone. So someone took it home. Someone must have taken it home.
or the city cleaned it up. Yeah. Either way.
Oh, dang, yeah. Did they get it? Okay, we got there. Have glitter bombs in the car of your mortal enemy. But they turn the car on and the glitter shoots out.
To the old vents. Yeah, we've seen that happen.
What is it? The guy who sends like to catch
Oh,
criminals?
he's an ex NASA engineer,
That's right.
right? And he developed the glitter bomb to catch porch pirates, right? So it's a fake package, and inside the package is this glitter dispenser that shoots the stuff everywhere. It fires a stink bomb, like
There's
a
a rain.
fart bomb, and has running video cameras, so it can actually catch the person in the act. And I've seen that. Yeah, it's done amazing things for catching porch pirates. They've apprehended dozens of them in cooperation with the police. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel that he talks about all that kind of stuff. It's quite
There's the
hilarious. And the
rain.
deployment method he did with the rotating hopper and the little sort of funnel that just shoots it out in all directions.
Yeah, Dave.
Really,
It's
yeah.
great. We love watching him. He in order to raise money to go towards more glitter bombs, he does like the inside of the glitter bomb T-shirts, and it's like the
Right, a little
schematic. And
cutaway schematic.
it's
of
pretty
it,
awesome.
Well, speaking of porch pirates, or not porch pirates, are we expecting anything today? Not yet. Right?
No, I think that's our neighbors.
Next week.
Yeah, he's going
I
next
think
week.
next week sometime is when we're gonna.
Yeah.
Hear someone who got a new TV, same model. They put the old broken. I heard about this. Yeah. Talk about a way of recycling or disposing of your old TV. Just put it in the new box.
Yep. Yeah, like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Well, we've
Yeah.
gone in and we've gone and taken a rubber bin, Rubbermaid bin, and put stones in it so it doesn't fly away or anything, and put a sign on it saying packages in here. So even though it's not locked, it's
Still
if
a
you're going to
little
be a
deterrent,
porch,
yeah.
if you're going to be a porch pirate, you got to come up. You have to be seen opening it.
Mm-hmm.
The only people who should be opening it are the two of us and our downstairs neighbor. If anyone else is seen opening it and checking something out, it's
Yeah.
yeah,
We know
it's on
our
us.
downstairs neighbor's using the bin too. So
Yeah,
he's
so I'm
checking
happy
it on
about
a
that.
regular basis.
Yeah, which is good. Because like it's just safer. It's just safer, and it's not a complicated or expensive thing. And we had these patio stone things that I don't even know why they came across country with us, but we just threw them in the bottom. You know, and yeah, it's been really good, especially when they were supposed to get a signature when the computer came,
Oh, right.
and he didn't. So I'm happy they put it in the bin because that made it so discreet.
I really have a problem with these porch pirates. They're giving the rest of us pirates a bad name.
Oh, I love what you've done with Flint. You realize Flint and Charity can flirt now because there's no cops.
Aye, that's right. Yeah, we got the upstart, the pretty boy out of the way.
You're my new quartermaster.
Hey.
But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna try Tuesday nights at Don't Poke the Lion. I'm gonna do my best if we get work on Tuesday because it depends on how quickly they leave tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
If the whole crew gets offset tomorrow and everything's cleaned up, there's no work for us Tuesday. If there's still stuff left behind, yeah, there'll be work for us Tuesday.
We'll be out
So
next
I have
Tuesday.
mixed feelings about it. Very much mixed feelings. We need the money, but at the same time, I don't mind. Doing it this way,
Mhm.
which means your new bank account may have to be done online. Oh,
The personal account can be. It's the business account
Business
that has
account
to
can.
have a representative to deal with it. I looked through that. There's no start a business account on the webpage.
no. Well, we'd reinstate the old one.
Yeah.
From BC, we basically just reinstate it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk to a representative because if that's all it means it means we won't be able to look at new options for business accounts.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have the card, and he said as long as I have the card, I can reinstate it.
Yeah.
So all I have to do is so that means that the business will have to go back into that maintenance because there is a fee for all business accounts. There is no fee free business account. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yay, Canada!
I think over a certain balance or over a certain balance carried, the fees get dropped even on business accounts. I don't know that for sure, but it's a higher balance.
Well,
than,
in our case, it's the same as enough to get a GST number.
Yep.
I don't think we're going to make that in the first year. I really don't, unless you've got something up your sleeve that you haven't told me about.
Nope.
Everyone go to our store.
Go to our store. Yes.
Buy things. More things are going up soon. Buy things. Buy things.
Beautiful souls have to head out to pick up Love Bug.
Okay.
You mean Love Bug's one of our
Not-
other viewers,
not-
right?
not
not,
Love-
not our other viewer Love Bug, but
The other love bug, the one that's actually immediately in your life. Right? Are you? Do you have another relationship we should know that?
my spawn.
She is growing up incredibly,
I
by the
know,
way.
yeah.
Tell her we love her
is
still.
she the squid anymore? Or is she outgrown squid?
No, she's no longer a squid. She's Spawn.
She's spawn.
She's Spawn. She's gonna have to be
Little
Spawn
Todd
for Halloween.
McFarlane
Little
thing
Todd,
going
yeah,
on.
exactly. She's gonna have to be Spawn for yeah, for Halloween. Oh my God, Deja Spawn. That'd be hilarious. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you,
Here's
honey.
a character from a graphic novel series from way before you were born.
And we're gonna dress you up as it.
Yeah.
Did they just put dirt down over top of the grass
They did.
and sprinkle dirt's grass seed?
Grass seed, probably, yeah. I don't know why they didn't just rip up the grass and then start from scratch, but yeah. I guess see how that works out for them. Mm-hmm. She's Michael Squid and she's my love bug or buggy.
Nice.
With 3 G's. Buggy.
Buggy. Like a Volkswagen.
Hence the love bug.
Yeah.
Herbie.
Oh, Pippin's asleep now.
Oh, he's curled up.
He's gone from desperate to sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So let's wait about a week before we get new tobacco, okay?
Alrighty.
At least.
Yeah.
And invest properly.
Work on that budget.
I need a proper humidor so I can buy 4 or 5 at a time and just leave them to sit for a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
This one dried out way too fast.
Talk to you later.
Thank you, honey.
Thanks for
Love you
joining us.
much.
Great to hear from you again.
Yeah. See, that's going to
Here
break.
comes the rain again. Is this rain or hail? No, it's just rain.
That's
Big
rain.
droplets.
Gets rain.
Very big droplets. Leaving splash marks about that big.
Yeah, we're too warm for hail.
At the moment, yeah, even up in the higher atmosphere.
Yeah. So if we are good, honey,
Mm-hmm.
we have about an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of work to catch up on.
Yep. Dried out cigars are horrible. Yeah, that one wasn't.
Yeah.
Not very tasty.
Yeah, it's just they're so pricey here in Canada that I can't leave it unsmoked.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I'm not in the mood for it. It's like, so that one was kind of, so. I need a better humidor. The thing I have is a cheap little thing that just really doesn't do enough. So, and your pipe tobacco is gone.
Yeah.
It was just like,
What was left is so crumbly and dried out.
your pipe tobacco, like at least a cigar you could try to smoke. Pipe tobacco, once you get to that point, it's impossible. It just literally disintegrates when you try to, light it. Just, yeah.
The little embers flying out of it. Not fun.
Yeah. That's okay. It's not like we're habitual. It's not like we have to have, every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if we were in Victorian era, you'd be like defending me to come into a smoking lounge because women weren't allowed. Or you'd be encouraging me to dress as a guy and you'd help me. I'd probably steal half your clothes. I already do.
That's true, yeah.
We share t-shirts all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember whether this was mine or yours. I know we each had one. From back in the day. You used to love pipe tobacco back in the day.
Back in the day, a man is supposed to mature. There's a stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
A man is supposed to mature with his pipe tobacco.
And I never thought I would get into it. It started one
Sorry.
evening. We were all, it was back in Burnaby. We were all out in the back patio at our place, and having conversations. And Christina had a cigar, and our friend Ed had a cigar, and a couple of other people were
Well,
smoking.
he had his pipe.
He had his pipe, right? That's right. And hey, Jeevanath, how are you? And I wasn't into it. Not pipes, not cigars, nothing like that. And then she had to go inside,
The
so
washroom.
to use the washroom. So she handed her cigar to me, and she said, "I'll be right back." And I'm like holding onto the cigar, and I'm like, "Oh, if I let this go out, it's not going to be good." So I took a drag. I'm like, "This isn't bad." I took another drag and basically kept the cigar going for her while she was inside. And I'm like, she came back out. I'm like, "I'd like to try one." And then I went from cigars to the pipe. She bought me a nice pipe and a lighter, and we picked up some nice pipe tobacco, a nice flavorful one.
Well, your first pipe was one of my father's.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
And it worked. I like it.
It
Took
is
me a while to
relaxing.
get the hang of packing the pipe and properly stoking it and everything. But
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Most people are proud of their friends when they stop smoking. That's because they're habitual.
yeah, well, it's a cigarette thing too, with all the chemicals in
Oh.
there and
Tar.
tar and the bleaches and the whatever else, and then the filter.
It's gross. Although apparently, if I'm drunk, I'll smoke anything. I've been told. I don't remember. That was a while ago. That was a different me.
Still had my Zippo lighter.
Nice. Yeah, this was my father's. I still use it. It's his last name on it.
Last name engraved on it.
This thing is so old. The thing is, if I fill it, I got to remember that I got to use it. Like I find excuses to use it because it's not really super sealed or anything. So
before the lighter fluid evaporates completely.
Yeah. Nice, thank you. That's cool. Yeah. This is there's the code and everything on it. I had them run it, but yeah, right on it, Zippo 1950, Niagara Falls, Ontario. So it was bought in Niagara Falls and in 1950. It was made in 1950 and bought in Niagara Falls. Probably the same year it was made by my father.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 18 years before I was born. It's 18 years before I was born.
So he wouldn't have bought that new in 1950 because he would have only been, what, 5 or 6 years old? But yeah.
Could have been a parent's.
Yeah. Could have been his dad's, who knows?
So yeah, this lighter dates back to 1950. And it's got his last name on it, so yeah, it was amongst his stuff when we cleaned out his apartment. I remember it as a child too. I remember him using it as a kid. When I was a kid. So having it is very special for me. So I have to use it every once in a while just to kind of feel complete. And I've replaced the wick and I've replaced the flint a couple times, and it still keeps going.
Getting a new life.
Yep. Yeah, it's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we've got to remember in this one that the lighter fluid does, does escape.
Mm-hmm. Definitely got a sun shower going on now.
So I gotta be careful with it. So yeah, I fill it just enough for it to light, and then I use it as often as I can for things, and then it sits around for a week or two, until the next little bit when Martin and I decide to celebrate something or do something, and then cigar and pipe comes out, and then it gets refilled. But yeah, it does dissipate. And I bought him a pipe lighter, so he'd leave this one alone, and I don't mind him using it for cigars, but when you do it for pipes, you're tilting it, and all the black is coming back, and it's just I got tired of cleaning it every time he used it, so I went out and invested in a pipe lighter for him.
Specifically designed to light sideways.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it is. There's very little left of my father when it comes to symbols and stuff, so it makes me happy. Yeah, I was in a store, and the first time I had to replace the wick I brought it to the shop and I said, I need a wick for these. And how do you replace them? Because I didn't know how. And he took one look at it and he flipped it over and he said because the Zippo on the bottom is like a handwritten and it's got the quotes around it. He said, this is an old one. I went, yep. And he said, do you mind if I open it up? And I'm like, no, I want you to show me how to replace the wick. So yeah, he pulled it apart and he read the side of the inside and he went, well, yeah, you got one that is a classic. That's for sure. He said that's the first indicator. I think he said it's before 1970 or 1972 or something. They changed the bottoms to be different. So he was the one who showed me where to look and what to do. So that was a happy place. It's funny how small things bring back great memories. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, my father was the happiest when he was smoking pipes and cigars, and at some point he kind of ran out of justification to spend the money, and I guess cigarettes became more common or something, so they became cheaper as opposed to everything being more or less the same price. So he started smoking Lucky Strikes.
Lucky Strikes.
That was his cigarette of choice, Lucky Strikes, and it just everything smelled different after that. You know, so I won't touch cigarettes. I just won't. The smell is just. It makes me think of a time that's not as happy. But a good pipe or a good cigar, like a good one, not that piece of crap I just smoked, a really good one, and the smell just is so complete. But when a really good cigar runs between like $9 and $25, you know, it's just,
Yeah, really. Especially in Canada too, way more expensive than in the U.S.
yeah, yeah. Like these ones, these cheaper ones were like $5 a piece, $5 or $6 a piece, and they taste like a $5 or $6 cigar.
Really, yeah, they do.
I'm not buying those ever again. And I take photographs of the bands of the ones I really like.
So you won't be photographing them.
Nope. Oh, like, and the guy was like, these are the best ones we got. I'm like, you're technically equivalent to a corner store.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's the best ones we got, and they're from Cuba. And I'm like, I don't care where they're from. If they're not treated right, they're not. See, what I would love is an American friend who is just on the other side of the border, who can pick me up, who I can mail from New Orleans. These cigars I love.
Right. Yeah, because we can't get those over the border, right? So
We
we mail
can't.
them to somebody
Yep.
on that side of the border, and they bring them up.
We can't even get Javas over the border. They have to be brought up. There's a whole bunch of cigars I fell in love with, and these ones in New Orleans are hand rolled. And if I can get someone in Buffalo to be like that, I can trust that aren't going to smoke them before, you know, who can be like the courier, I would just be ecstatic.
Cigar mule.
Well, our pirate friends in Seattle used to do that for us.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they'd bring them
And
up.
before the embargoes were lifted, we'd bring down Cubans for them. We could get Cubans
Mhm.
up here in Canada, but they couldn't get them in the U.S. until the trade embargo got lifted.
Oh, that's right, it did, didn't it?
Yep.
Damn, we don't have any power anymore.
I know, yeah.
What the hell do we trade for now?
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. They have maple syrup in the States.
Oh, but they don't have real maple. Well, on this side of the country they do.
Yeah, like
New York State and
Northern
Pennsylvania
New York
have good
is,
maple trees.
yeah.
But,
We can't compare to those two states. Well, we
Yeah.
can. We're about equal.
we get most of our maple syrup from Quebec anyway. Ontario's got some good
Ontario,
maple sites.
Ontario, yeah. Well, will you stop talking down Ontario, please? We're home, dude. You're supposed to feel good about everything we do. Everything.
Everything?
Feel good about everything.
Okay.
If it's Ontario, it's good.
Yeah.
Stop giving so much creed to Quebec. I live my Quebecois friends, but you know, we live here.
That's right.
We did not. We did not.
Hey, they keep trying to run away from Canada.
I know. We did not move to Montreal, you know.
No.
Yeah. So- yeah, they do. They got so much crap added to them. I don't understand why. I don't understand what the attraction is. Because cigarettes at one time were literally paper wrapped cigars. That's all they were. They were the same tobacco inside, but you know they were paper wrapped. That way they didn't really dry out
all
the same way.
chemicals and everything in because the way they treat the stuff so it lasts longer, it doesn't go stale and dry out like cigar or like tobacco, cigars, and pipe tobacco do.
It could be. And that's what makes it cheaper is it can sit around for a long time.
Yeah.
You don't need a humidor to keep it okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Just need a shirt or a sleeve.
it's gross. It's like over processed food.
Mm-hmm.
People who get excited over, I hate to say it, like those pies, those
Right.
the Joe Louis and that, like,
The
trust me,
Hostess fruit pies.
yeah, trust me, there's a part of me that likes eating those, but it's a part that hates my body.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you grew up with more junk than I
Butter
did.
tarts and flakies.
Hey,
And
hey, 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 hey,
what,
hey, 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 hey.
We found
hey,
some really good gluten-free butter tarts.
Hey. Butter tarts
are awesome. We're so sorry you guys can't get them across the border or on that side of the border, but not easily anyway.
No, butter tart. Well, you can't get them easily in BC.
No,
It's supposed to be a
true.
Canadian thing, and British Columbia doesn't really, have them. Although oddly enough, Walmart started carrying them about 5 years ago.
That's right. Yeah.
Oddly, just out of the blue. But the big packs, like not the.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
The
little
6
2
packs
packs.
or the 12 packs. Yeah.
I love the little 2 packs that are at the cashier, and you can't resist. You just gotta. Did you hear about the law they're trying to pass?
What law?
Take away all the the candies and stuff from the cashiers.
Oh, really?
They have to be on the shelves.
On the aisles and the shelves.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Just because they're that impulse item.
Yeah.
And they're trying to reduce the obesity level.
Yep.
And the diabetes.
And we have a smaller obesity and diabetes level than the United States.
Mm.
And it's like Canada's trying to do this. I'm not sure how people are going to react to that. I mean, even me, if I'm feeling like kind of sleepy, I'll grab a chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm.
A chocolate bar, not a candy
Not
bar.
A candy bar. So something like an after 8 mint bar.
Yeah, which are pretty close.
Dark chocolate in it.
Yeah. Or I get one of the large nuts and fruit and nut dark chocolate bars. Those are okay. Yeah. And then I just eat part of it and then wrap the rest of it and put it in the car.
So it melts. We had some little kind bars, right? And not quite granola bars, but
they're like peanut bars.
Peanuts with dark chocolate or caramel or whatever on them, and they were just so melted. Like peeling them open, and the chocolate is just liquid on the inside. We're like licking the wrappers. It's like these are great. But we keep them in the car as that little emergency.
Desperation.
I'm feeling a little hypoglycemic right now, and I've still got an hour drive ahead of me. So let's
We used to keep those little chocolate squares in a bag.
That's right. Yeah.
From Costco in the car, and those would melt, and they just.
Yeah. But I can't remember the last time I bought candy. Yeah. At first, it's not often. It's like every once in a while, you just need that little.
I had a time there.
Boost, but,
I had a time there where I could not resist. I just could not resist, and I had to go back to buying the expensive stuff. So if I pig out, I'm screwed because I don't have any money left to buy anymore.
Kind of self-regulating that way.
Yeah, you couldn't pig out. You had to be careful, or it was all gone, and you didn't have any money to replace it. So. It's like my alcohol. I don't drink cheap. That way I don't drink much. Because it's just too expensive to try. And that's helped. And everyone's like, why are you spending this many dollars on like an old tawny port? And I'm like, because
it's a tawny port.
It's $60 a bottle. So
it's a sipping alcohol.
It would be like tonight we get it for dessert. And 2 or 3 nights from now we'll get it as a dessert. And if what's left is gone weird because you opened it, then you throw it in a chocolate cake mix and it burns off most of the alcohol and it doesn't taste weird once it's in the cake mix. Try it, guys. But don't use like cheap wine and stuff. It's just gonna make your cake like way too sweet. But something like a really rich tawny port, or that last bit of rum that's sitting around, or that rum sample that you got with some other alcohol. Instead of putting water in your cake mix, put the leftover alcohol in your cake mix. Because the heat's going to break down most of your alcohol, so you're not going to get drunk off of it.
Just to get the flavor, right?
Yeah. And do it with chocolate. Like, don't do it with, like, vanilla cake. It doesn't work as well. But it's whenever I have leftover, I'm not going to waste it. So it goes into a cake mix. I pick up, like, a cheap gluten-free cake mix. Because even if you put chocolate powder in that chocolate cake mix, it suddenly becomes a real cake mix. It's just like, and the taste is just awesome. You can't eat it fast, though, because it winds up being so rich.
Yeah.
Unless you're one of those types that don't care about your body that much. But I admit the past, all these hormone changes, the perimenopause, the menopause thing, It's put me through a
Mhm.
lot of really crappy times where I've eaten anything and everything and I should not have. So now stopping is really tough. And these stores that grew, oh, I know. Buttons. Remember
Mhm.
buttons? Sometimes they'd stick too much to the
a little
paper.
sheet of little sugar candies that you had to
Yeah.
break off the bite off the sheet.
Then on a fourth or fifth, it was just it got a little bit of moisture, or something like that, so it's stuck to the paper now. So the paper comes with it.
Try Bailey's Irish cream in your coffee. We've done that, yeah.
Yeah.
Another one we like is Carolyn's Irish cream.
Carolyn's is nicer.
Mhm.
Carolyn's has less sugar in it.
I remember buttons, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you buy little sheets of cake decorations, like the little letters and numbers.
Yeah, those are pure sugar,
Yeah,
man.
pretty-
Oh,
Pretty much pure ice and sugar
Oh,
and food
those
coloring
are
it up.
scary. See, I had pipes in my life.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
The licorice
the licorice
pipes
pipes, that's
with
right,
the little
yeah.
red candies that
Candy sprinkles on the top. Yeah.
they can't sell those anymore, and they can't sell like the Popeye candy cigarettes.
They're candy sticks now. Yeah. And it's funny because he never smoked cigarettes. He was a pipe smoker. Why did they associate the name with candy cigarettes
I
to begin
have
with?
no idea.
Love bug. I just started Weight Watchers. Lost 5 pounds in the first week. Awesome. And here we are
Nice.
talking about candies and stuff. Yeah, I mentioned you say you don't remember the last time you bought candy. Yeah.
Oh,
For us, it's trying to shift that whole mentality of convenient food and make it real food.
ugh. I don't want to go back to my IBS stages. That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was a very horrible time in my life. Everything puffed up.
Mm-hmm.
Everything just super puffed up. It was just gross, horrible.
Culture Dragon. They still sell them as sticks. They took off the red color from the one end. Yeah. So they're no longer lit cigarettes. They're just these
That is
little
great
candy sticks.
because they always put a little powder. I don't know if they still do, but they used to put a powder between the candy and the paper wrapper. So if you blew through it, you'd have your smoke. So you wouldn't be
I don't remember the wrappers actually.
what?
Yeah. Of course, I never really bought them that often, so I might just not.
I always got them at Luke's.
Yeah, Luke's Variety.
Luke's
Yeah,
is still there. Yeah,
I know.
I always got them at Luke's.
Same little variety store near the Bain Co-op where she
Yeah,
grew up.
I remember them wrapped, and instead of sucking, right, and even if you did that, you got the extra sugar in your mouth, basically. But if you blew into it, it would come out between the wrapper and the stick,
Oh, okay.
and it would be like you're smoking.
Right.
And then once it was all gone, you kind of unwrapped it and ate it.
Right. Yeah. Giving up wine has been the hardest
Good for
part.
you. Oh wow,
In
yeah.
these times, especially, yeah.
These times of what we have.
The COVID times, yeah.
I think the longest
Lots of
lineups are the
vegetables.
liquor store.
Hey, Katie, how are you?
We've gone the opposite way, unfortunately, in many ways. We're trying to get back. But someone got way too used to junk food when he was a kid.
Yeah. Well, it was a convenience thing, for my parents. They came to Canada in the 50s with all these convenient things on the shelves that they just did not have access to in rural Germany, almost rural Germany, like small town. And, suddenly they're in big Toronto.
But he corrupted me. I ate so much healthier before I met him.
Yeah.
I still try. See, and that's the other reason why we want to be partners and not husband and wife anymore. Because if he wants to kill himself, I'm not going to argue. But it's a 50% bill, so if he's getting stuff outside of our regular food or corrupting me by waving it under my nose,
We've seen cases where that's a bad thing to do. Yeah.
He's still not pulling his part. But yeah, if he wants to waste his money on junk food after we've done a healthy shopping trip where we've already spent 50-50 on the food, then yeah, then it's on his own head.
That's right. And if I can't pay my portion of the rent or the utilities that month, then there'll be no debate.
But not being
Basically
his wife
something
anymore,
like
if
that,
anyone lectures me about, I'm supposed to be there for him in that capacity, and it's more the way the world sees husband and wife, and how Martin is much more influenced for some reason than I am. Don't know why. We've gone through the whole possibilities. Done. It's just too long a process. Just reboot the whole damn thing, and either he does it better this time or he doesn't.
Yeah.
And I have to accept the fact that he's going to do what he's going to do.
Lots of fruit and vegetables. Salads are so refreshing in the summertime. Yeah.
I'm only going to be there for him if he's there for himself.
That's right.
And yes, the same does have to apply, but I think in the time we've been together, I've been there for myself a lot more than you have.
remember shooting a straw out the other side of its wrapper. See, we would do it the other way around.
Yeah.
In high school, we'd take the wrapper, we'd moisten the end of it, right? So it's like all like gooey, pulpy paper, and then you'd blow through the straw and fire the wrapper
Well, you don't-
across the room
yeah.
or up to the ceiling,
You slide the
Right.
wrapper only part way,
partway off. Yeah.
so you still got some support to keep it there. And then
Yeah.
you smush up the end,
Mm-hmm.
and then you blow in the straw, and yeah.
If it's been moistened and pulped up, it'll like stick to the ceiling or stick to the
See, I
wall
didn't do
or something
that
like
because
that.
I was usually aiming for my siblings' ears.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That and rice.
Oh, yeah. By the way, uncooked rice in a straw is a really painful weapon. Yeah, we were cruel children. But we didn't aim for ceilings. We aimed for each other.
Yeah. Surprised you didn't put each other's eyes out.
We probably did a few times. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Watch me. Don't get on my bedside. And if you get on my bedside and you see me with a straw and rice, run. I'm really
Oh,
good
run
at doing
rice.
those things.
She can fire a grain of rice at 120 miles an hour. Niece's graduation party. We'll type at you later. Okay.
Cool. That is beautiful.
That
That
one
is
loud clap of thunder
beautiful.
the other day on set.
Yeah.
That was funny.
God.
The
Poor
absolute
director,
silence,
though.
and suddenly, boom! So, shall we go get
That
some work
shot's
done?
no good.
That shot's not good.
That shot's got to make it on like the
Takes
blooper
reverse.
reel. Yeah, the blooper reel. I finished my water.
Cool.
You finish yours?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, folks. If all goes well, I'll see you Tuesday. Now, Don't Poke the Lines are a little different. They're my kind of thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite people on to talk. We stick to subject. Everyone's got their time, and no one's allowed to tell someone else they're wrong. It's much like a debate club, so to speak, where everyone gets to share. You're not allowed to tell someone else they're wrong, or I will see you gone. Okay, so that's how I'm running those. Don't Poke the Line is a very different thing. Martin may or may not join in, but
If I get all my paperwork and all of the receipts and stuff taken care of, then I just might.
you got to give me a slot or something to put the receipts in, man.
Yes. Well, I should have looked at that while I was at the dollar store, but it was kind of a try to keep to a budget on the.
Well, don't we have that
supplies.
basket from that old scooter?
Oh yeah, it's over at staging.
Is it? Oh, okay.
It's pretty big though. Like it's.
Well, I know, but I'm looking at these 3 baskets here and thinking a basket's a great place because it's right in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then we sort them out later.
Put it up front, basically.
Yeah.
Get it on the way in, and a little pen to write the.
Yeah.
Write the notes on the receipt.
Yeah.
Take care and blessings, everyone. Hello, little one.
We have a bird right on the rail here.
You want some little handouts? We'll get you
Oh,
a little
no.
bird feeder soon.
He flew away.
There's 2 of them.
All right. Respect yourself more than anyone else can. Everything will be fine. Remember, our book. Come back here.
Sharp white bird.
My writing online is through Vocal. The link is a couple posts back on HAPS. Turn on your notifications for posts and broadcasts, and you'll see everything we put up. And our store is www.carr.ca. Okay, .ca. So it's Car Hunger, CARR.
HUNGER.ca.
.ca. Okay, and the same with the email address to contact us, carhunger@carhunger.com.
That
Remember
one's a
2
.com.
R's. Yeah, remember 2 R's. That's what everyone forgets. Is my second R. And on Facebook and Instagram is our most used social medias. It's not our only social medias, but it's our most used. And again, we're under Car Hunger in those IDs. By all means, remember the $5. By all means, keep in touch with us. But remember the $5 to be a sponsorship or worth of awards in order to be included in our story time. And yeah, we're going to take it day by day. I'm going to keep posting on HAPS, so there's probably going to be more posts than there are broadcasts. Some posts I'm going to redo all the time in order to keep them up at the top. But we're going to keep going, guys. No point in giving up when you're trying something new, right?
Shoebox. So mostly a little more durable than shoebox. You know, shoebox will eventually break down.
And you have to find a shelf and shelf spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're talking personal receipts as well as company. He used to have a system. I just want him to go back to it.
We could.
It's been a few years.
Yep.
I just want his brain to kick in without me kicking it in. No, it doesn't sound good. It sounds like a threat.
I know.
I shouldn't do that.
No.
No.
Get reported.
I know. Why are we whispering?
I don't know.
I started it, didn't I?
You did. Yep.
See, there we go again.
Yeah.
Anyway. Hey, Martin.
Mhm.
Say, see you later, Martin.
See you later, Martin.
Self-love, self-respect. All right? And because I'm on the iPad, there's no countdown or anything. So I'm going to hit the end in 10, 9, 8. That's awesome. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Later, guys and gals. Anyone else?